Hello, everyone. As usual, as every Wednesday, we have a great episode for everyone looking to transform his life. Today, we have Radha, as usual, to explain for us what is the first step to take in order to transform your life. Hi, Radha, how are you?
I'm doing great. Um,
Amazing. You forget.
amazing. Yes,
Amazing.
amazing. I'm doing amazing. I think I said fabulous last time
Yeah,
too. Fantastic. Everything. I feel good.
everything.
I feel
Okay.
good. I
Thank
don't
God.
have any complaints. And yes, thank God. I'm very grateful. I'm really, really grateful for my life that I have right now. And going into this topic of what is the first step to take in order to transform your life. So one of the things is my tagline is transforming people's lives, right? So the reason I am feeling great and amazing, fantastic and fabulous, all of that stuff is because I had to take that one step. So I wanted to transform my life in any different ways. Everything from health, financial, career, relationships and all of it. But we can sit and talk about it all you want that I want to have change your life. So one of the things Mariam brought up was awareness. That's the first thing in the transformation and brain health is awareness. So you once you already have that awareness, okay, I'm done with this life that I've been living. Because a lot of times we're in the autopilot. So we just think this is how life is. This is how we're gonna go on and we're gonna leave this plane afterwards.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
But
waiting
once
to something is to change our life. Okay, or the
outside,
circumstance.
externally.
Yeah, yeah, but this is not true. Yeah,
No. So we think someone externally. So, you'll meet a partner who's going to change your life. It's going to be that business when it gets successful, change your life. It will be when you get that promotion that's going to change your life. It's all of that's from externally.
yeah,
But no, it's you making, so basically what it is, the first step. So you already know that you have the awareness. Once you already know, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for change. I'm ready to transform my life. But the biggest problem is that stops us for transformation is making the decision. So
yes,
the first step for changing your life, for the first step to transform your life is making that decision. And the reason that's what I'm saying, the reason I'm feeling the way I am, I had to make that decision. I
mhm,
knew I wanted all of this stuff long time ago. I'm talking like years and years ago. I was making decisions, but not fully because of fear. I wasn't fully going, but I took steps. I had a vision. We talked about it before. I had a big vision of where I wanted to be. I wanted to help people all over, especially women all over the world. And I'm doing that now. So I had that vision for a long time. And so step by step, I was taking decisions and I was going closer and closer to my vision. And what last year, I kept saying I wanted to kind of go on my own. I wanted freedom. I wanted flexibility. I wanted to do more of this. I wanted to have, speaking events. I wanted to do coaching on my own. I love teaching. So I wanted to also continue to do that. And, but I had to make a decision. And because I had not taken the decision, things just kept, the same way over and
yeah.
over.
Only I feel like if you don't get the decision, you will keep dreaming, only dreaming. Okay, dreaming without any like anything happen. Only like
Yeah. Yeah.
want
Or you keep saying, I want this.
miracle come and
Miracle. Yeah.
yeah,
Miracles do happen, but you have to take that decision. You keep
yeah,
saying, I want this. I want freedom, financial freedom. Or I want a relationship. Another thing is, so few decisions I had to make last year, very strict, serious decisions, is relationship. I want someone who's going to be a certain way towards me, like a partner, love me, respect me, care for me, all of that. But I wasn't making that decision to end a relationship that I should have ended a long time ago. So
Mm,
two things that I had to do last year was one of that was a relationship, making a decision. Okay, if this is what I want, then I have to make a decision to take that step to
mm,
transform my life when it came to relationships. And again, I wanted to go on my own and I wanted to be free. I wanted to be this way that I am right now. Had to make a decision. So of course, my contract was going to be finishing March this year, but last year December is I sat down. It took me a little bit of time because it was fearful to just say, okay, this is it. But I had to sit down and think about it and putting it out there and taking small actions towards it. And I came and I said, that's it. So as of like December, I was working towards it. But New Year's Eve before 2024, I'm like, I'm done. This is it. This is the decision I'm making as of today, that this is what I'm going towards. And once I did that, Mariam, then things started to flow.
yeah,
It's sometimes even when I have clients come to me and I say to them, your transformation's already started, even on the first day, even on the consultation or when they join,
yeah.
your transformation's
Since
already
you
started.
call you, this is like a beginning, but they
Mhm.
don't get the right decision to follow.
Take this yes,
Uh,
to take, yes.
Yeah,
So I always say, you know what? Your healing journey has already started because you made that decision. You made that decision that you're going to give all of that love and everything to yourself. You decided you want your life to transform. So now, once you make the decision, then things start to fall in place. So, biggest thing is why I thought we would choose this topic. I'm noticing a lot of people I'm working with right now, that's what they're going through. They've been, wanting all of these things, but they're not making that decision. They're in relationship, but they're in pain. They have job, a business where they're not happy with, but they know what they want, they know where they're going, but they're not taking that decision. And what I wanted to also say is you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to like take an action right away. But once
so
you
sometimes
make,
the decision is hard sometimes because there is like, especially in relationship, especially when you have a kids, and it's not easy. I can't
yeah,
blame anyone, to be honest
yeah,
with you.
it's
They
not about
aware
blaming.
about the problem, okay? They would like to transform, they would like to change, but they can get the right decision because there is many parties. It's like involved in this decision. It's not easy. It's easy if you are by yourself. I'm telling this from my personal experience. It's not easy when everyone around you affect in this decision.
But if you
Will
make
be
the decision, guess what?
what?
Someone has to make a decision, right? If you make the decision, it will affect in a good way whatever your decision is with everybody else. So even that decision, so totally get it. And I've been in that situation too when I had to walk away from, there was some serious decisions I had to make, right? I don't want to share that right now here, but when I was in this is back when I was like mid-20s, I had some serious decision that I knew was going to affect me for rest of a life, and it
Yes.
affected people around me. But I had to make the decision. So going back, even that, Mariam, if you're in a relationship and you're in a state where there's abuse and you're not happy and your kids are not happy,
Yeah.
nobody in that relationship is happy. Even at
Yeah.
that point, and I've had to say this to a few people, great. You don't want to take the risk of decision, but there is always a decision you have to make. You decide today, this is the life I choose. I choose to be this way. I choose that I'm going to stay in this relationship. So I have to accept this relationship the way it is. That means I zip up, I don't complain, I deal with my emotions, and I carry on. That's also a decision to make. Because
Mm.
when you're staying in it, you're not happy, but you're always either complaining or you're not. It's affecting everybody. It affects the kids, especially when there's kids. And that's why I'm glad we're having this conversation, because that's what's happening with few of my clients that I work with. When there's kids involved, and you're thinking that I'm not making the decision for the fact because it's going to affect the kids, but if you're not happy, nobody in that home is happy, who's it benefiting?
Nobody.
Nobody. Anything
But believe
to the worse.
believe me, I have it from my life, from my parents. Okay, they decide to separate it, but affect until now affect us. Until now, this decision affect us. Okay, it's not easy the way we discuss it. Believe me, it will take a lot of like fingerprint in your in the kid's life. It's not
Yeah.
easy.
Okay, I'm gonna go back.
Maybe
I'm
maybe
gonna actually
the
keep.
parents will be happy, but the kids they will pay the price.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back and I'll challenge you, Mariam.
Okay.
Okay, great. So in this case is because the kids did not know how to take care of themselves. And as an adult, you realize you're an adult now. What happened
Yeah.
to you as a child is not, you don't go and stay in the past. It's your responsibility. You can change your emotions right now. Once you realize that, you're able to move on. Otherwise, you create the same pattern. If you stay in that relationship, it's not the parents are going to be happy. But if you stay in the relationship, you stay there, and there's lots of abuse going on, how different is it for the kids? How
It's
different is it
different.
if they separate or did not separate? Probably worse. What if there's physical abuse they're watching? The parents,
Yeah,
your
physical
mom,
abuse you can handle, anyone handle it. Yes.
or emotional. You watching this as a child, you're staying in it, you're there. If the parents don't leave or do leave, it's affecting the kids the same way. Staying in that home, they grow up, they're going to have the same situation. It'll affect them for the rest of life because they're watching this every single day. Parents not happy. Now, what kind of relationship they're gonna have? If it's a girl, she's gonna think it's okay for us to just put up with everything. It's okay to be treated this way by a man because this is how life is.
Mm.
If it's a boy watching the father abuse the mother, oh, I could do this too.
Yeah,
So, of
I agree.
course, it's never easy. But if there's work, when people actually realize separation is just not separating, you have to go and take care of your trauma and all of that. Like that's what we're talking about. This is why we're talking about this, to bring the awareness to people. You can stay in the relationship, but you have to do this work. You have to make a decision.
Mm.
Not,
Yes.
it's not always a decision about leaving, but it's a decision of changing, transforming your life. So if it's a woman listening, what can I do to change this? How can I change myself where I can even maybe change my partner around, where I'm not always getting aggressive and getting mad and taking it out on my kids, or where I'm not always sad and crying where my kids are watching? What can I do? So I'm not talking about making a decision just to get divorced, but it's a decision of transformation. Also, what can I do? What are some of the things I can, because I have a choice. If it gets to point you have to separate, you have to separate. I know of a lot of relationships when they had to, when there was physical abuse, there was no choice, because if they had not left,
Yeah.
either either person would have been in jail or someone would have been dead. That's so serious, some of the
Yes.
situation.
Yes.
And when
Yes.
they
I agree.
left, and there's few relationships I know afterwards, now everybody gets along and everything is good. But it's one of those things, when we want to change our lives, we have to make the decision.
Mm. We only give
And
like example, like a relationship. It's not like for everything in our life. Okay, just we are talking about example, like a relationship.
exactly. Exactly. But because one of the things is if we say it's very hard and it's going to remember what we say to ourselves, that's another thing. So one of the reason people don't take decisions because they think we think it's so hard. Going back to work, like with me, right?
Mm.
I had people say, "Are you sure you're going to be able to do this? Are you going to be able to afford it?" All of that stuff, right?
Mm.
It's not that easy. Or I had people say that. I'm like, I'm not listening to nobody. It was like I put earbuds in my ear. I'm not listening to anybody. I kept saying to me, if I decide this, it's going to be easy. So remember how we talked about changing our language?
Mm.
So changing our
Yes.
language, making that decision and going for it, and then everything starts to fall in place. Even a decision of divorce or moving out or whatever that case is. Once you actually you tell yourself, hey, I'm going to be supported, everything will work out. Writing things out, what's the pros and cons? Yes, when there's kids involved too, but then are they any better, right? Same thing with the job when you want to leave and going on your own.
Do you
If you're
know,
not,
in my life, everything is easy to get a decision. Unless if you have a kid, it's not easy for me to get any decision.
yeah,
Believe me, it's so hard for me. If my kid will be affected in my decision, doesn't matter, relationship or traveling or job, I be very, very careful. I be very precise
no,
to
I totally
get
get
the
it, Mariam. Yeah, yeah. Again, you have to always see what are the benefits. I'm not
yes,
talking about making the decision of always just moving. I'm just saying you always have to make a decision.
yes, yes. I
The
agree
better
with
for the better of the kids. Usually, that's where you always have to make that when the kids are involved, you got to put your issues aside because that the reason it stops people again, it's not about moving away or anything like that. It's about making a decision, the betterment for yourself and your kid. Because when you're
yes,
not happy, your kids are not happy. Period.
yeah,
So those are decisions that you have to take, like transforming yourself. Okay, small things that I can do right now to transform my life. It's not about me and this person, it's affecting my kids. So what are some of the things I can do?
yes. I
Right?
agree.
We all have to, and that's what I'm talking about. Because if we say, well, no, I'm just gonna be this way and not taking the decision, thinking it's hard, whatever the decision is, just say, I need to make a decision for the betterment. If it's the kids, especially for the kids, what are some of the things I can do to make this
Yes,
better?
yes. I agree.
Then all of
Yes,
the options come up. But what ends up happening is people are not able to do that because of saying, well, it's hard, so just leave it without taking any action, without making any decision. So now everybody suffers,
mm,
right? So whatever it is, when it comes to work, if it comes to relationship, or transformation, or
yes,
even health, right? I get it every time. A lot of people say, well, I don't have the time. It's hard to fit in workout. It's hard to go make good meals. And I'm like, take the word hard. It's going to happen like that. Make the decision. I am going to take responsibility of my health. I'm going to start eating healthy from tomorrow. I'm going to start moving my body. And then once you say that, then it's like, okay, I can give few minutes a day. Once you make that decision, oh no, I might, I try. Well, it's not that easy. It's going to be difficult. How I'm going to fit into my schedule. When you start to say those things, then you end up staying in it consistently, right? But just coming out, take a piece of paper, pen, right? I decide today
yeah,
I'm making my relationship a priority. I'm, as of today, having harmony in my relationship is a priority. I'm making a decision. See, that's totally different than making a decision bad or good that way, right?
Yeah.
So then you can start. Health, I take in my hand. Today I decide that my health, my well-being is a priority. And I'm going to do things to work towards it. The same comes as business or work. I decide that this is what I want, and I'm deciding today. I'm stepping into it.
Okay. The key of transformation is decision.
Yes. Yes. Of course we have the awareness. But once you have the awareness, you have to make the decision. Otherwise you just, again, you can make the decision. I'm going to stay here because I can. I have no choice. So that means if I'm willing to stay here, if I'm willing to stay this job, what can I do so emotionally I'm regulated?
Yeah.
What can I do so I'm at peace? That's what I mean. It's always like, okay, I realized I can't move right now. I realized I can't make the decision, like moving, like with me, year and a half ago, I couldn't do that. But I decided there's a few other things I could do. So I did that. Right. So once you realize, okay, I can't leave this relationship, well, what can I do? What are some of the things I can do right now? So where
To
I'm
make it better
transforming.
or to make myself better.
Yes. Yes, exactly. So there's always that decision.
Okay. Now
Always
it's
that
clear,
decision.
more clear now. Yeah.
Yeah. Always there's always a like, and I also say we always have a choice.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Once we
Completely
take
agree.
those words like it's hard, or I'm gonna try. I get that a lot when my clients say, well, I'll try to. I said, nope. Take that word, try out.
Right.
I'm going to.
Yes.
I'm going to. So making the decision. And then, hey, we connect to this universal energy, then things start to flow.
Yeah, I agree. I tried before. It's worked for me very, very good and opened for me many, many, many doors.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Radha, for a really very important topic. I hope everyone can like benefit from this topic. It's very important. Thank you so much, and see you guys next week, inshallah.
Okay. Bye.
Bye bye.
Have an amazing week, everyone.
Same to you. Bye bye.